Sabotage, this is Jeff.
This is David.
Hi, David.
Hi, Jeff.
We are playing some more Cardinal Quest. We're going to finish the game that we started in our Cardinal Quest 2 recommendation video from, well, time doesn't matter because we're doing this now.
We're doing this currently, and it will come up after the other one.
Yes. This is a male wizard, an Act 1, suicide difficulty. This is the 4th map, as you can see in the upper right. We just finished the forest. If you want to see what happened in the first 3 levels, you can watch the recommendation video. One of the reasons I wanted to make this was there wasn't a lot of this is bad.
That was real bad. That was a bad.
Look, we're gonna have there's gonna be some tough situations. Okay, we're gonna have to use some smart decisions to get through it here.
Right.
That's the exit. I could leave, and that is a possibility. Now, the reason I'm hiding here is because if they're standing in bushes, they get a -2 defense.
Right.
So. Also, when I did the blink spell, the reason I did that is because ogres will just one-shot you.
Yes. Ogres are ridiculous. Hey, you got a few more levels.
See, my speed is at 7. I need, like I said, I'm going towards enslave, and I'm going to have speed and stealth as the main stats I'm looking for equipment.
Right.
Rather than intelligence, because intelligence will, of course, lower the cooldowns on your spells, but speed means you can outrun things, and stealth means there's a chance they might not see you in the first place. Especially with the case of ogres, I think 6 is the magic number, which you need speed-wise in order to outrun them, assuming there's nothing else coming at you.
That guy does not want to take your fireballs.
Yeah, these little wizard types are annoying.
He will not take your gruff. Right. He doesn't have much health, but neither do you.
I don't either.
Oh, hey!
Okay, it's fine.
You might want to...
So that could have gone very bad.
You might want to just rest.
I do not have health items.
You just used your only one.
Yeah, that was... Fortunately, it was a feather.
Which only does 25%. Oh!
Yeah.
Hey!
That is a very convenient drop. That is a health potion.
That is a full heal.
Which I should try and save, but I'm making the decision whether or not I want to explore this level or go to the next one. And I decided I need to explore some more. Mostly because you really do need a lot of stuff just because what you're building the character towards is the boss fight at the end, which is 1, 2, 3 more levels from now, or areas. And skipping a level is fine if you're a paladin and that gives you bonuses.
Right, because you can be rewarded for the things you don't kill.
Yeah. In which case, yeah, you can do that. Really, I just need the maximum number of chances for like the RNG to give me stuff. Because there's lots of things I can use, but the more stuff I have, the more options I have, because the last fight in this act is very difficult because it's basically 2 mini bosses and a main boss.
I mean, if you're
hard
casual,
enemies around.
Yeah. If you're not a real gamer.
You're not a real gamer. Are you a real gamer, David?
I beat it with a wizard on the easiest difficulty, so I think so.
Okay, that counts. I feel like that counts.
No, the final boss of this act is hard. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, lower speed.
Blast. Speed goes down, so health and defense. It seems like those green numbers would be good things.
They're not.
But it's not. I can't. The speed is way, way more important.
Ideally, with a wizard, you're just not getting hit.
Yeah, so this is a great reason why not accepting that was the right choice. Ooh. Ooh. All right, wait. Oh, okay, it's time to use teleport.
Okay, don't go to the... There we go.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, we're gonna keep using our mirror to just kind of place there. Now, the mirror is it's a duplicate of you. Or
so it has the same stats?
I think so. It has your stats. It doesn't have your spells. Click too many times.
Oops.
But that's fine because they can take a hit. Like an ogre will just crush them, but you know.
That was a turn it spent not crushing you.
Exactly. It didn't crush me. That's fine.
Yeah, this actually looks significantly more enjoyable on PC than on phone, just because the number of times I misclicked. Oh hey, just a straight upgrade.
That's nice. I don't know. I didn't really have many problems with misclicking in the Android version. The Android version has a nice, just a swipe anywhere to move.
Right.
So you do a left to right, and you'll wherever your character is.
Oh,
they'll
so
just
you
take one
swiped
step to the right.
Yeah. You swiped.
Yes, swiped, swiped. I guess.
Swiped. I did not swipe. I did the push to move.
Push.
So you just tap.
Okay, so you tap like on the side of the character you want to move.
Right, in the direction.
Okay, well I would recommend the swipe because it doesn't matter where your character is.
Mm-hmm.
You tap on them and you'll skip a turn, but since it's just reading the start and end point of the swipe to determine which of the 4 directions you're going, which of the cardinal directions, if you will.
Aha! Because it's called Cardinal Quest. Oh hey!
Yeah.
Teleport.
Sweet.
You got
That's
better
a great
blink.
utility spell. Yes, better blink. Emergency blink is still there in case I need to just
get away.
Yeah, this actually is kind of backwards. I would usually associate like teleport with randomness and then blink with specific, but that's just the naming conventions. For this. That guy's invisible. I need to get away.
Right.
Go fight the mirror.
Because he will just instantly backstab you. Oh,
Teleport.
Yeah. It's a great spell.
It's pretty good.
It will save your butt.
So I've already had a lot of good luck with the blink. Well, there was one unlucky blink, but managed to make it work.
You made it work. Ooh, ring.
That is intellect, less magic resist. Sure. Magic resist, of course, is the chance that magic spells just won't work on you.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of especially magical enemies in the first act. That's more of a third act kind of thing.
Right.
Or even the second. Man, the boss of the second act is just probably the hardest.
So the second act, I actually was using an ice wizard, and I just managed to, I guess, either I got lucky or whatever, because I just kind of got him stuck in a bit of a loop where I just kind of moved a little bit out of the way, pelted him with ice, and he's like, all right, time to do my attack that lasts for a while. I was like, all right, I'm going to run to the other side and then pelt you with more ice, and I just kept doing that in a circle, and he never hit me. Or she never hit me.
Okay, that's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Does the ice take off the fire AoEs that just burn?
No.
Okay.
I just made sure to stand on different, very
Elixir
different...
time, that is very useful.
Yes. I just managed to get her to spew it at very specific points. Maybe through luck. Through luck. It may have been, similar to the Bed of Chaos was for me in Dark Souls, where the first time I played it, I had absolutely zero problems and thought it was a great boss. And then the second time I played it, I was like, this is a nightmare. What is wrong with the designers of this game?
That purple guy over there is a summoner. Mm-hmm. Kind of like me.
Except the thing he summons hurts a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
we have a slime.
Mm-hmm. And
which
they
is
are
slow
faster
moving,
than you.
But yeah, so this is kind of what I'm gonna try and do is kite around so I can teleport around and then get him into a narrow spot. Yeah.
Oh, inspiration. There we
Sweet.
go.
All right. Got that inspiration
Now
combo.
you can enslave.
Hey, now we can enslave. All right, we can have some fun with enslavement. As it says there, if enemy is less than 50% health, which, you can see the bar, so I'll waste it.
Are you getting rid of Blink?
I gotta get rid of something.
Oh, fair enough.
Blink is pretty useful still, so I'm actually gonna get rid of the mapping skill, because that'll also give me an achievement for having all mage spells on my bar.
Right. I was about to say that. I was like, Blink is still a great panic button.
Yeah, it's a good panic button. And you'd still want, the reason you'd want to have Blink, even if you didn't, or even if you have Teleport, is because, if you just use Teleport and something bad is still happening, you can have just an extra, get out of jail free card, or possibly into a worse super jail, but
I have gotten out of this minimum security prison and landed in hell. Well,
There's a
oops.
succubi.
Mm-hmm.
They have magic resist and they can charm. Wait, what is it they do? I forget what they do.
I think they can charm you, but I'm not.
I don't remember what that does. I think maybe it's that when you're charmed, you can't attack them directly. Something like that. I forget. It's been a while. That's one of the magical enemies that is actually in this act. The one magical enemy that's the most annoying that magic resist would actually be useful against is the cockatrices.
Right, because those
quick murderous chickens.
Yes, they are the deadliest of fowl.
Yes, the foulest.
And that was a mancubus. No, that's not what they're called. Incubus.
Succubus.
No, it was a dude. That was a dude one.
That was a dude one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought there was only one sprite for these, but okay.
There's one that's clearly wearing a bikini and one that's clearly wearing a thong.
Ooh,
Hey,
magic resist.
Straight increase.
Just free magic resist.
You see?
Oh, okay, yeah. This is where I make like an Incubus reference, but I forgot all the Incubus songs.
Wish you were here. I think
People has worn off. Nope.
was it Incubus?
Let's use the teleport. Let's just kind of whoop.
Whoop, let's get away. Whoop. Pew. I think Incubus, yeah, they're the ones who have the really fun version of turning Japanese.
Aha, my fireball was the answer.
Yes. Kill it with fire. Almost always correct. Now, I've noticed you haven't enfeebled, or enslaved. Oh, there you go. Okay, so apparently the succubus charm is still just -3 attack.
Okay. All right. So there's no like. He put his shield on. That didn't help him. Yeah, I haven't been able to enslave anything because I haven't been able to. It was either I miss or I one shot, which is fine. Like that's not a bad thing to happen. I don't need stone skin.
Right.
Stone skin is the worst.
Yeah, let's make your character
Yeah, it
who
slows you
relies
down.
on speed.
This is good. Got some stealth finally.
Yay. So you can hide a little bit.
What I want is an ogre buddy
Right, because they last a while.
or a troll. I think it's one of the two.
It's brutish and has a beaten stick.
Yes. It's accurate.
Why'd you stop moving?
I do not remember. Maybe I was answering a phone call or something.
That happens. That happens.
Yeah, that's fine. I still okay. So item wise, I'm sitting on. I'm pretty sure that's an invisibility potion. That's not going to be too useful.
First one
Elixir of
I
time,
think is speed.
Is that a speed potion?
I think so.
Or invisibility? I don't remember.
It's-
If it's speed, that can be okay.
And then you've got 2 blink scrolls, the sampling vial, and the elixir of time.
The 2 blink scrolls are great. Yeah, just kind of get out free.
Right.
Still haven't been able to enslave anything. That's fine. I wouldn't want to enslave these guys in particular. I'm gonna wall off that section there. Hey, keep doing it. Sure.
Oh, and there's the summoner.
Yep.
All right, mirrors. No, stay back. Fight.
No, go. You go die. Die for me. They're not listening.
No, they're just shattering and dying. Wait, that's the same thing.
Aha.
Nope.
Ooh. This time.
There it is.
All right. Did it.
I will say it helped when I was fighting the boss of Act 2 that inspiration procced about 8 times.
Yeah.
That makes it
That is
way
always
easy.
great. All right, got rid of that slime.
Slimes
Slimes are also
yeah.
lots of damage.
You're like, oh, it's a slime. It's not going to be too big of a deal.
A mana potion. It instantly refills all of your stuff. It's on cooldown and gives you +3 speed for a little bit.
Oh.
There we go. That's the troll I want.
Okay. And he didn't notice you. Wow, he still didn't notice you.
And there's the exit stairs.
Yep. Now, does the troll go with you?
He does.
Oh.
It's a scroll of tranquility. That is not useful to me, so.
Okay.
Not quite enough. And I'm gonna need to get another hit on him
Oh,
before I
jeez.
can enslave. I am going to move away from that spot, though. It's gonna keep asking me if I want that scroll.
Yeah, every time you wait. Okay.
All right, that'll do it. Let's enslave it.
Yep.
Do it. Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Hey, you got a buddy. You played
All right.
Pokemon.
All right, this guy is slow, but does crap tons of damage. Another elixir of time. That's great.
Sweet.
That's my part of my in-game set, basically.
It lets you essentially Quicksilver for a little bit, so. All right,
Yeah,
you've
it's pretty much
seen-
the whole place. There's that little.
There's
purple
one
bit,
tile.
but it's fine.
You're not gonna get the tile.
I'm not getting the tile.
Oh my god, there's something. No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's randomly generated. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. There it is. You actually, that one went really well. That floor.
All right, we have one more dungeon floor before the actual boss.
Yeah.
Got my buddy.
And
So
there's
that's always nice.
polymorph.
That is another in-game spell right
Yeah,
here.
polymorph. Transform a creature into another form. And there goes Blink.
I think I'm gonna have to get rid of Blink.
You have the
Yeah.
2 Blink scrolls, so you're fine.
So polymorph works on enemies or things you've enslaved.
Oh, it does.
Yes, you can polymorph your own dudes if
Okay.
you want to have like something else. If I wanted to be especially cheesy, I would spend a whole bunch of time polymorphing this dude. Maybe get a cockatrice, who is basically a troll but super fast and can also debuff.
Right.
All right, that's gonna be where we end up.
Yep. Can you gain another level before the end?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but that's fine. This is the full build.
And Force Field is fun when you get more spells to use, but
Yeah, and the willpower one is it lowers the magic resist of the target, so your spells will work more frequently.
right.
Basically, like, pierces magic resist stat on enemies, which can be extremely useful for magic resistant heavy enemies, especially at the end of Act 3.
Yes.
Hey, there's the first crazy chicken.
Hey, murder chicken! Run away from the. Aha!
Yeah. All right.
You might want to polymorph the murder chicken. Or enslave the murder
I can't
chicken?
enslave it just yet because I have cooldown.
But it can't.
My magic mirror betrayed me. It betrayed me. All right. Turn it into a weak wizard. We can wizard fight.
Now, eventually it will unpolymorph, right?
It's time to think about what I need to use here. Elixir of time I really want for the end.
Mana potion.
Mana potion, he'll get another free hit on me.
Like that.
But it means I'll be able to, I'll be able to use everything. I already have one of those.
You got the exact same shirt.
I am kind of disappointed I wasn't able to enslave the cockatrice. We just have to make sure that we get something on our way into the last
Right.
dungeon area.
Can you enslave the mini bosses? I don't think you can.
Yes.
You can. Okay.
There is no restriction on enslavement.
You just can't enslave bosses? Or can you?
What did I just say?
Oh, good lord, really? Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't want to spoil it. We'll get there.
Okay.
The entire last half of this video is basically trying to think through the last level.
Okay.
Because the lieutenants are extremely magic resistant, which is problematic for my 100% magic build character.
Right. It makes being a fighter a lot easier.
It does, but also, I don't know. I found the fighter to be a lot harder to play on suicide difficulty.
Hey, you want another copy of Link?
Nah, I'm good. I've got my scrolls. It'll work out. Let's go exploring. Sneak.
Oh,
Aha!
There's a
Candidate
new thing.
has arrived. Is that half health or not?
it's not. Oh, wait. No, it's not.
Nah, probably not. Okay. Just kind of hoping. There we go. All right. Yeah. This will definitely happen.
Yes.
New buddy.
And he already is, doing
Yep,
work.
He's already got 2 kills, 2 melee kills.
All right. Oof.
Go,
you just dealt
my minion.
11 damage. Oh,
That guy vanished.
run away.
It's time to. Yep. Okay. Good. He went after my.
He went
little
after your buddy. Yeah.
I'm just wait here. It knows what to do. This is actually not a great situation. That's more
There
like
we go.
Because I don't really want the ogre to fight another ogre, because he's just going to lose a lot of health. Right?
Ooh.
Intellect and faith health down. It's 3 health down for only 1 intellect up. Could go either way on that one.
Yeah, but I guess
The
you
one
decided
more
all
intellect.
damage all the time.
Yep, it's like I am the glassiest of cannons, so it's got to commit.
Nice. Oh, hey.
Big,
Actu-
yes.
I've
You get
almost
the,
never seen those.
I think, and I'm not sure, this is probably in the wiki, you have a higher chance of getting health orbs from melee kills. That seems like that would make sense. I'm not
Right.
sure if that is actually true.
Well, I
but
mean,
there we
the
go.
pugilist, is it, that has it set up to where you can just health orbs drop more often and they heal for more? Is it? Is
Beastly
that the
Mace is
pugilist?
garbage. Yeah. I think that's the one. Yeah, this the one that you can actually get perks where you like literally cannot equip any equipment.
Right.
Like if you pick up a weapon, it's like it's not for me.
Yep.
Or you pick up armor and like, nah, I'm good. Potion of invincibility is awesome. King's boots are a little bit they're not awesome. That
Ooh,
is great.
that is
Speed,
great.
Intellect,
Buy
damage.
that immediately.
Give me that. Give me that. Yes, yes. That one, nah, I don't care about that.
Not worth it.
That was a very good
Yeah.
shopkeeper.
Go scavenger. Oh, it's standing next to 35 gold, and there's more gold up there. Are you going to grab it?
I do not need money.
That's true.
The next
Chinese-
level is... Yeah, I understand. If that guy had had another thing that maybe I wanted, and I wanted to get some... But I have lots of money already, so that probably would have been...
Like,
an issue.
you could have bought all 3 things. It would have been fun.
Yeah. I think you do get, like, one of the achievements is, buying out everything from a shopkeeper. So, I mean, you could do that just for fun, but for a lot of those, difficulty kind of makes things easier or not. And just going through and
you
getting
got
some
it.
of those on
Thank
an
you.
easier difficulty is a lot easier, just, naturally. Man, I really don't want to have my dude die. Or I want my dude to die, but this other guy only take, half damage or a little bit more than half damage, so I can replace it.
Go,
and
mirrors,
just kite
go.
him around.
Go, mirrors, go. Oh. Okay.
But yeah, my mirror's got this one handled. So unfortunately, that means that there's no more enemies left. If I had thought through that a little bit more, I probably would have suicided my dude into the troll.
Right, and then run away until you could.
And then
enslave.
and then just kite it around until I got enslaved back, and then could have gone in with a fresh sort of troll to the very last level here. But that's not what happens. So you just have to,
Live
a
with
mixture
your
of
decisions.
yes, you have to live with your decisions. The name of the game is dealing with your own poor decisions and also trying to dealing with the random number generator.
Yeah, much like life.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, should I have gone to Chewy's last night? No, but I did.
I want Mexican food. That sounds good.
Hey, at least you have a decent taco place near you, right?
That's true. That's true.
You're not completely bereft of Tex-Mex.
It's accurate. The very first part of any level is the most dangerous because you could randomly get enemies that are way too close to you before you have, space
yeah.
to retreat. The general layout of Asterian's lair is always going to be a left section with a bunch of locked doors and a lieutenant, a right section with locked doors and a lieutenant. Each lieutenant gives you a key. You need both keys in your inventory, which means you have to have 2 open slots.
Right.
To open the door in the middle where Asterion is, and Asterion is the Minotaur, which is the actual final act boss. So, objective 1, kill the left lieutenant. The left tenant, if you will.
Ah.
Ah.
I don't get it.
It's like the British pronunciation. right?
I actually do get it. It was.
Oh, okay.
I've watched Baldur's videos. I know how British people speak.
I know how they speak. Oh man, that would have been so perfect. This stupid troll.
If only he
Trolling
would
me.
get in front of
When
you.
you see the when you see the red carpet, that is the room that has the lieutenant in it.
Right.
So
And you want to, if you can, if it's possible, to kite out the individual dudes.
Yeah, you want to fight the lieutenant 1-on-1, or in my case, 2-on-1 or more with my summons.
Oh, so technically that's not called a succubus, that's called a dominatrix, apparently.
Oh, okay. I just assumed it was succubus.
Considering the male version is called an incubus, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
There's that guy. Polymorph didn't work.
Fireball didn't work.
Fireball didn't work. It's time to get out. Sorry, troll. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that'll help right now. I need to.
Woof.
Okay, fireball. It's kind of inconvenient. All right. This guy is very fast.
Right.
I cannot outrun him. Exactly.
Yes.
So close. Like, oh man, I really want to wait 4 more turns. He's going faster and he has much higher damage. And he resisted it.
But inspiration.
Wait, inspired.
Inspiration. Oh.
We need to not be here right now.
Jeez.
So that was just some really bad luck.
Yes.
But then
you took
also
a risk
some good
and then,
luck.
Oof,
But then the good luck at the end was that it was not a crit that instantly killed me.
you. Yeah.
So invincibility is, I need to use this time to get some space. Even though I am invincible, I could try and hit him. That's not going to be great.
Okay, now
I need to
you're.
be at least 2. When I'm at least 2 away.
Dang it!
F. F. Okay, hold on. We have teleport. Okay. Which means we can use fireball at a distance. So we have another shot.
Nope.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Finally did it.
Hey, you did level up again.
Oh, hey, how about that? That's nice. Well, might as well just get some health because that is what we do not have right now.
Yes. And that did heal you a little bit by doing that.
So now that we have one of the keys, we can unlock any of the doors.
And
the doors
luckily-
will have treasures.
You used a bunch of items, so you have the space.
Yeah, I have the space for
Oh,
it.
hi.
Hello. Please die.
Nope.
He didn't die.
Oh,
Ooh, inspiration.
I love it when inspiration
Back away,
fires off like that.
Back away. F.
You're not having
All right,
great
come on.
luck.
Teleporting. That's all right. Teleporting can't fail. Fortunately.
Right.
All right,
Ooh.
finally did it.
Oh, that's
Alright, got a
probably
new
not.
weapon.
Nah.
More damage, less speed, less intellect. That's not gonna happen.
Nah.
All right. I don't need money.
Nope. That's what a lot of these are, though.
It's just still a chance that I'll get some equipment or maybe some items that are useful.
Oh.
Like that powder bomb. It just does damage. That's good to have.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, it's guaranteed damage.
Right.
Which is even better.
It is untyped and unavoidable, I assume. Because the best type of damage is untyped damage.
And the best kind of damage is also unavoidable damage.
Yes. Oh yeah, you might as well pick up the remains of your buddy.
Sure. Yeah. Rip troll.
Yeah. That actually sounds like a pretty sweet kind of troll.
Sweet.
Yes, it worked.
I do a lot of damage when it works.
Oh, well,
There's the boss door.
right. Goblins are just resistant though, so.
That's true. They do have natural magic resist. Sorry, there's a little map.
Oh,
We have a candidate.
is that a new buddy?
I think it is.
Unless this crits and kills him. Nope.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo!
And he's immediately going to attack that guy. Good
Yes.
job.
Go, buddy, go. No, buddy, don't
No,
be behind
no,
us.
No, no.
There we go.
Polymorph. All right.
Oh, inspiration, sweet.
Sweet. Just gonna wait here for a second. My fireball's back. Too many targets.
There you go.
All right, fight that slime.
You could polymorph it.
I could, but the slime is not.
There you go.
Maybe
Oh,
should have
health.
polymorphed it. I don't know. It's hard to say on that one because there's probably a good chance that it would have been a weaker enemy.
Right, but it's not guaranteed. You're
Yeah.
getting a lot of good health drops.
That's very good because I need it. Although I'll need more health than this to like realistically be able to survive a hit.
Right. Just because it hits so hard.
At least it's not faded red on the edges anymore.
Mm-hmm. We can actually see the colors. I actually greatly dislike when games do a permanent treatment whenever you're injured.
Yeah.
I
also dislike that. All right, polymorph didn't work.
Fire did.
Fire did work. All right, that also worked. We need some mirrors, and I'm gonna need a teleport. I also have a powder bomb that could work.
Yep. You could also enslave, maybe.
Enslave this guy, if possible. I should also be thinking about living. Slave. Nope.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna have to burn the elixir of time. I didn't want to do that because Asterion is just a harder version of these guys.
Right. But if you have one of these guys,
he turned into a cockatrice. This is not okay. There we go.
That's better.
Okay, that is slightly better. All right.
Okay, you win.
Lieutenants are dead. I'm gonna have to trade something out. Unfortunately, I'm gonna drop the sampling vial. Its sampling vial is not recommended for wizard.
For suicide, especially.
Yeah. So a sampling vial is well, as it mentions there, you can pause it, but you have to stand right next to the actual boss at the end of a act and use it in order to get 20% of the way towards unlocking the alchemist class, if that's what you're into.
And it's great for paladins and fighters and pugilists.
Yes.
Not so great for
not
anything
good
else.
Not good for the sneaky long range classes. The your wizard, thief, ranger.
Yeah.
The one that has a puppy.
Yeah, he's got a puppy. Are you actually gonna equip
More
that?
health, more magic resist.
Okay.
I don't need the cooldowns at this point.
Right.
To a certain extent, like the magic resist could be the difference between like a debuff hitting or not.
Does Asterion use debuffs?
I don't remember. I guess we'll find out together. Yeah, no more sampling vial. Ho hum. If you want sampling vial, just you can always run it on easier difficulties.
Right.
Hey, it's that guy.
Hey, he looks kind of like the other dudes.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Don't have a lot of health. Don't have any healing items. Do have a bunch of spells.
Oh, that's AoE.
All right, we got 8 damage off of him.
Nope,
Got 9 damage off of him. Gonna get that mirror because if he steps next to me, I'm gonna die. I'm not entirely sure he's less than half health, so I obviously don't want to waste it. I need some space. There's the debuff. Freeze spell, -6 speed. That's bad.
Yes, it's a great spell to have for yourself.
All right, some decisions have to be made. I do have blink scrolls,
And Elixir of Time.
and elixir of time. I'll try the elixir of time. That means that the speed doesn't matter.
Yes!
Did it. You do get an achievement for having the boss alive when you complete the act.
Wow.
Which is, that's just the enslavement. So if you're wondering what happens if the first game you complete is is on suicide difficulty without a suicide hardcore, then this is what all the things you get.
Wow.
There's no reason not to do hardcore, really. I mean, a non-hardcore character means that you'll lose, like, a bunch of score, but you'll just restart the level if you die. But I mean, just do it over again.
Right, you've lost morally when you die in these games, so you might as well just do hardcore.
There you go. That's Suicide Act 1 Wizard on Cardinal Quest 2. Recommend it. It's fun times.
It's a really good game. It is a really solid roguelike.
It is very, very free on phone devices.
Right, and it's not that expensive on PC.
Yeah, just $15 on Steam. Which, as mentioned in the last video, if you think that's too much, then just get the free version. There's also the free version on Congregate. It's just the Steam version with like your Steam achievements and goes in your Steam and
Right.
Just think of it like the premium. I just think of it as the thing that I bought because I spent so much time playing the other ones anyways. Might as well.
Give them some money.
It's like, I'm gonna make videos of it for the internet anyways, and I have played a whole bunch of it. So
yeah. It is a really good game, and as a person who, while I have played a few roguelikes, they always seem a touch impenetrable at times. It's really well explained.
There is plenty of garbage that is in roguelikes. I think I've ranted in the last video about the dumbness of item identification and potion identification, which is a subset of that. The whole thing is stupid. And I'm glad that it's not in this. That is a great improvement. The Roguelike Radio episode on item not management, but
identification?
Yeah, identifications. I think it was identification systems.
Right.
Roguelike Radio is a podcast about roguelikes and roguelike development. So they kind of go back and forth between talking about specific games, interviewing people that worked on them, and then specific gameplay concepts like identification. A lot of the identification episode is on point. This is also people that are, unapologetically lovers of the genre. So, there's a good mix of apologists /
right,
progressivists, I guess. And it makes for an interesting discussion, but it just codified a lot of what I hated about the. This is why Cardinal Quest 2 is, as far as like mobile roguelikes go, Cardinal Quest 2 I think is the top. And not something like Pixel Dungeon, which is also very popular and has a lot of the same, or has a lot more of the traditional, and I put that in quotes, that is to say the things that are copied whole cloth from a previous game that should not be.
Yeah, that's true of
all
mediums,
many
really.
genres, yes.
Like,
you make a game like another game, and eventually it gets to the point where some of the things in that first game that were carried on to the games that were made that were inspired by it become like sacred. It's like, this has to be here. If it's not there, then it's not the right kind of game.
Then
I talked about this with Diablo.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's Diablo's real time. Well, that's not a roguelike. You can't have a real time roguelike.
That's impossible.
And it's also where we get weird and very confusing terms like roguelite.
Yeah.
Which is a modern descriptor of just a genre that is hybridized with roguelike elements. And there's roguelike elements being like, if you were to look at the feature list of the original Rogue and some of the popular big 4 or 5 that mentioned, your net hacks and your tomes and so forth, that you would just like pick a few of them, like permadeath or, randomly generated or procedurally generated dungeons, and just like pick and choose a few of those. So that's where you get things like Spelunky, which is considered a roguelite because it is procedurally generated. So you have base pieces that are rearranged each time you go in. You die, you have to start from the beginning. But then there's like progression on top of it, and then you have Rogue Legacy, which is also great.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Where it's taking the Metroidvania formula of side-scrolling, platforming, and then it's not Metroidvania in the sense of power-ups that gate your progress, although you do get power-ups that make it easier to get through areas, maybe.
And just generally survive.
Jumps and air dashes,
dashes and double jumps and stuff like that.
And that added, so the roguelike stuff of that is the random generation and the once you die, you're dead. But then, of course, they have the
air
Metroid
system
aspect. And yes, the air system where you can, keep getting permanent boosts to the characters you bring in.
Right.
And that's always fun.
Though I will say the scaling in Rogue Legacy is actually kind of terrible after a point, because you can go infinitely, an infinite number of New Game Pluses. But the problem is, like, after New Game Plus, like 10 or whatever, because you can just run through it over and over again. After New Game Plus 10, it's like, well, everything has literally hundreds of thousands of health and kills me in one hit, so I'm just gonna not. Because you can fully upgrade everything, but it doesn't scale super well. There was a mod I looked at a little bit where it essentially just removed the maximum caps on how much you could increase, like your stats
and stuff.
It just kept increasing how much it cost. But once you get to certain New Game Pluses, like you kill a boss and you get 6 million gold. So you can just keep increasing. And it did actually... That made it a little bit more fun, but instead of downloading the mod, I just legitimized the game. And
you got to play it in legit mode, legit health bars.
Just to see like if that damage would properly scale if I went up to what it said would be a reasonable number. It's like, yeah, it makes it to where these things take like 7-8 hits instead of 123 or whatever the stupid number was.
Yeah. And that is not necessarily, I don't even consider that a design flaw with the game. Right. Because they could have just said, oh, after New Game Plus 10, you can't. But they're just like, oh, I don't know, if you want to keep going, sure. And then it just so happens that it breaks down at a very, very, very high level, which, it's fine.
What was it? Smite had one where he ran through it at like New Game Plus 30. So it's doable. And there are people who have done New Game Plus 99, but it's where you use very specific exploits at that point because everything deals 1 million damage and has 2 million health, and you have to use a specific character with a specific skill set to have a chance at winning.
Yeah, I guess if I were to ask for like a feature for Rogue Legacy, something to make it a lot easier to play, especially after playing it for a while. It would definitely, because there is a perk for choosing heirs. And I understand that at the beginning, the randomness of your characters is like a main feature. Because like, oh, look, this guy is, like nearsighted. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
This one's bald. Yay.
Yeah, like, ha, ha, ha. Or, this one is dyslexic or whatever. And those are kind of funny, I guess, the first time. But after a while, you end up just dumping characters and that in order to get the ones that you need in order to progress.
Right.
So it's like, oh, well, I really need the does not, or what is it? The foot disorder.
The pulmonary neural disease.
Or whatever the one is. Yeah, the one that makes it so that you don't trip.
Pulmonary arterial disease.
That's the one. So you don't
have a foot pulse.
Yes, you don't have a foot pulse, which means that traps on the ground don't spawn.
Right. Or they spawn, they just don't trigger.
Yeah, they spawn. They don't trigger. So it's like, that is ridiculously useful.
Very much so.
So like or even like character classes, if you're like, well, I need shinobis because I need damage or something.
Or if you spent money to unlock dragon because you're like, oh, this looks great. And then it turns out to kind of be trash. And you're like, well, darn.
So yeah, I wish that at a certain point, it's just like you could unlock character creator. Because at that point there's no difference. The only difference is just like the boredom of cycling things. Because
you get the guy with vertigo, and you're just like, well, just got to kill this one because the whole world's upside down.
Yeah, you end up just like instantly like killing characters over and over again, and then just that seems dumb.
Right. Well, the argument I did see against that was like, hey, that's the point of the game is you try to play with the cards you're dealt and yada yada. But it's like, if the cards you're dealt are trash and not fun to play as, why would you do that?
Yeah, I understand the design reason. That's why I almost thought that it would be better to have it be a unlockable thing at like very far into your tech tree.
Oh, make the random just a thing that you can unlock if you want?
No. I mean the
character
creator as being like a very expensive thing at the very top of your castle or something after you've like spent all this money on all these characters and you've clearly played with the ones that you want and know what you're about.
Well,
then you can optimize, which is a different problem, a different, more interesting problem of like what things do I want, and they can optimize.
Their answer to that was probably just the skill that let you reroll once.
Yeah,
I think it should have let you reroll more than once, but I understand why they limited it to once. But
or even as far as game design, armchair game design goes. If you wanted to still add an element of randomness and collectability to it, maybe and have like since in Rogue Legacy you have the different people you can hire, so you have like the architect and that. You could have like one that's like a mad scientist or like a Dr. Frankenstein type. that you would be able to take one of the traits from the character you have
and make sure it passes it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, you'd be able to keep it in like, sort of like a DNA jar, right?
Ah, okay.
So that it would go into the list of things you could choose to create your own, sort of like mad scientist style. Like, oh, well, we have the brain from this your ancestor over here, and like is very good at this has like the genetics for the arterial disease where you don't hit the foot pad, or
something
like we have the genetic code of a like a shinobi, which doesn't make sense, but is also kind of funny.
What could, like, just to keep in the aspect of you're collecting the upgrades that you get in the castle, it could be that like you go into, like, you have a shinobi with pad or whatever, you just have somebody with the PAD and you go and they end up dying, and then the next character goes into the castle and then finds their corpse and then collects their genetic material. Like, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Morbid, kind of but fun.
Morbid, but yeah, like that I feel like that would be kind of interesting as a mad scientist character. You're collecting body parts because he wants to make some sort of, Frankenstein monster is basically what he's doing. He's like, oh, we'll take all the best pieces and we shall live again.
He shall live again in the sense that I'm cutting off your foot and putting it on you and putting his on you. But I mean, these are all fun things, and some of these...
Rogue Legacy is a good game.
It is. And
I look forward to whatever the next thing those dudes do is.
Yeah, and they already said it wouldn't be Rogue Legacy 2, right? Or did they?
I don't know.
Right, it's one of those things I didn't keep up with.
Yeah. Video games. They're great. I like them a lot. Well, now that the after game discussion has gone like a full 15, 20 minutes, if you liked... As is tradition.
Yes. If you liked what you saw or heard, or both, you can go to Patreon and become a patron for us. That will give us money every month so that we can dedicate more time to this and hopefully eventually do this full time, so that we can keep the content train rolling and do more and varied stuff, because we won't have to dedicate large chunks of our time to, jobs.
Work.
Yeah. Like,
do a different kind of work.
Well, because I really enjoy my job. It's a lot of fun. It has its great moments. Like, this is something that I enjoy entertaining, and I enjoy making people laugh, or whatever it is that you derive from the sound of our voices. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to, spend 20, 30 hours working on a thing that doesn't pay bills the way that the other things I do does.
Sure.
That's and it's
all right.
Checks out. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There's the pitch.
There's the pitch. And the swing. Ah.
Is that some Foley work?
Yep.
Okay.
I thought about making a bat cracking into a ball sound and then realized I cannot replicate that on command.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna stop recording now.
Yep.
It's been
48 minutes.
48, and yeah.
All right, stop recording now.